Namaste to you. Welcome to Soul Family. I have nothing in my mind, so this video is about I don't know. I don't know what is this video about. Let's see. There is no topic, so I just want to see what comes out. So naturally, food. I just made a video on the herbs I took, but still feel like this feeling to express. So there's so much, but I'm like want to get those words out. Like it just because I need to make the effort to get these things out because they're a deeper meditation experience, a deeper spiritual experience can change a lot, and it might take time, definitely take time to get that the things we learned out to people or even for sharing. So because silence, okay, yeah, silence is so let's speak about silence. Meditation and silence goes together. They are together. They are the same because silence, there's nothing like it. It's the other side of, if we say good, there is bad too. If you say positive, there is negative too. Not in a bad sense, but that exists. If there is a south pole, there's a north pole. It's like there's always, for everything there will be something opposite to that. That's how the entire universe is about. So silence is a place where we find ourselves. That's the place where we get to know who we really are, and everything is in silence already. We just don't know yet. We are not seeing it in that way because we are not in a state of samadhi all the time like the people who are enlightened. Like Buddha is in a state of samadhi all the time. After his enlightenment, he is in the state of samadhi. So it's like whatever he did is in the state of samadhi. And every enlightened person, or every almost all the enlightened people, most of them, 99%, like this, the people who were enlightened, and all the masters who were enlightened before, say this thing, that the day we get enlightened, that's also the day we die. We transcend and we leave the human body because you close the full cycle of your life, many lifetimes, and all that came to an end because you realized who you are. And to be in their bodies, they create a strong desire. Like Buddha created a desire out of his heart to help people. That's the only that's the only reason he was still alive, and he kept himself alive for that only one reason. And his when he died, a lot of people got enlightened. Almost a good group of people, his disciples, got enlightened on the same day when Buddha died, watching his death, because the way he left his body is just amazing. It's like it just blew my mind when I read this. It's like it's the levels of attachment he created to stay in the body. He was letting each thing go. He just consciously went into his own soul and let he just leave the body in a extremely consciously peaceful way, with all the people seeing. And the people who experience samadhi, they can see the person going through that. When you are in samadhi, your eyes, your whole body changes. Its entire calmness just washes your whole entire being. Because samadhi is it's like you're so subtle at the time. Your energies are calmer. Your When I had my samadhi experience for the first time, all the knots in my lower back were popping open. Like each knot was like, but what I felt like I'm shaking when that knot was opening, but I'm not even shaking. It's like that. It's like, because I had these knots open almost every time now. It's where because that's how I settle down into my body. It's like the wherever my my energies are blocked, especially my lower back. So it's kind of like this slow. I can't call it a knot, but it's kind of like energy twisted, but it just open itself. So when that thing happened, I kind of like calm down and down. My breath becomes absolutely slow. It's like real slow. So if you're seeing me from outside and you experience samadhi, you can really see what I'm going through because the facial whole thing will change. I'm sure because that level of calmness has to come in order for us to enter that state of meditation. And Buddha is always in that state. Once he got enlightened, he lived in that state of that samadhi, and all the actions he did from that state. That way, that's also the reason if we see a picture of Buddha or an idol of Buddha, it's he's really serene and peaceful. Every action he did, it's just so amazing. It's so beautiful. All the things he did is like, oh my God, it's fantastic. Every action is very well thought. It's his silence is very well thought. He just everything is very structured. Like all the things he did, and his way of thinking and his intelligence is just unmeasurable to the human minds we have right now. The unenlightened minds cannot understand the level of his depth and how far he can think and how far he thought. His view was thousands of years ago. He estimated the time when vipassana will come back to the people again, and people will want to go to deeper states of meditation in this time, in these years. He discussed about that 2,500 years ago. So his view is so ahead, 2,500 years ahead. Buddha stories are so amazing. It's like it's wonderful to read. It's like his life is just amazing. So I'm really drawn to his energy. It's amazing. It's like how, because my school name was Siddhartha, and it's kind of like I grew up in a school which Buddha's name is Gautama Siddhartha. So it's it's like I read in his the name of the school was Siddhartha for me, and I was drawn to certain things when I was young, and I certainly did not had much interest in women at a certain period of time in my young age. I was like, I just didn't even care. Like, I just don't want that. It's not like I'm missing something. I had this. I'm in my own bliss already at that time, and but now I'm getting to know myself deeper. That all the things I've learned to or drawn to were already there when I was a kid. I don't know how. It's like I learned it somewhere, maybe from like from my dad a little bit, or from listening to someone, or I don't know how I picked those things up. Law of impermanence, and I had this feeling of this law of impermanence and this indifference at my early stage of my life, and I'm just noticing all those things now. Like it's just coming back slowly. Like, okay, this is not. I'm not trying this for the first time. In the past 1 2 years, it was there already since long time. It's just taking that. It's flowering now. It's just it's mind blowing to me. And when he died, and he died in a way where all the things he tied himself to his body, he just let those things go one by one, and his main disciples were watching him doing that, and they got enlightened just seeing that. It's a wonderful death. That's how a death should be, in my view. It's like there's nothing like it. It's like you just fucking enlighten mass of people by your death. It's like it's a conscious death, and that's how I want to die. Not closing my eyes and not dying like a fearful man or fearful person, or like fearing death. Conscious death, very consciously observing myself, and probably if I could be in samadhi and have my death, that's gonna be amazing. I would love that. It's like there's no better way than to do that. Because if you understand, if you had an experience of samadhi, or if you read about samadhi and you have even intellectual understanding, if not experience, you'll know what I'm talking about, because that state of being is you are with your soul. It is like it's you didn't even reach a soul yet, but it's just a state of this absolute, your mind is completely still at one point. So there are many levels to this, and I didn't even go into that into those levels yet, because I'm here in my apartment in my home, so I don't want to do it here. Not yet. No, because I need to go through, definitely go through training, and go to a right person who can teach me to go into these deeper states, because it will be shocking. Because it's you are my body has to be ready for that. It's and these are the things which I do not want to play with, because these are very subtle energies, extreme subtle energies, and these are the fiber of the cosmos. These are this thing which is everywhere. And if my mind and my body is not at a proper state, it can hurt me than benefiting me. So I know this very well, because if you're dealing with something powerful, you can use it for good or for bad. It can intensify both. It's like, if you have uh, a radioactive element or something, you can make a nuclear power plant out of it and create power for a whole country, and also kill a huge number of people. So it's that energy we're dealing with, that force of life which is thriving everywhere in the cosmos, which is right inside us in every atom. That is the energy we're dealing with going into deeper meditation and all that. So, and I once I had my deeper experience, and I understood that, okay, so I am calling it as deeper, but for people who are enlightened, this is the baby step. It's like you just had a look, dude. They would say that, wow. You just had this view. You just opened the door. That's all. You didn't walk in yet. I'm like, all right. Because I know the path, how long it is, and it'll take time. It's like I feel happy with the experience I had, and the little bit of samadhi experience I had, and few other experiences I had. Some I shared on YouTube, and a lot I would not share on YouTube, because it's personal. So every person will have these experiences. It has to be shared with people who are at that stage, or who already experienced that, because only they can make sense out of it. If people who didn't experience that, it can be like a kind of like a, not like an illusion, but it is hard to believe, or it's hard to perceive that what I'm explaining. So for that purpose, a lot of thing I didn't discuss in on YouTube, and I couldn't share, because it's just not fair for other people. So yeah, this the way Buddha died, always, it's just mind blowing to me. It just got me really really tight, because there's nothing like that. This live dying like that only comes with art of dying is art of living. The way he died is the way he lived. It's just beyond my imagination. It's amazing. It's like, you every master, when they are enlightened, the people who are alive and enlightened, a lot of people, their enlightenment day would also be their day of their physical death. So every enlightened master will create a desire to be in their body. Some people created a strong desire for food. Some masters created strong desire for helping. Like Buddha created a desire in his heart to help people, to end the suffering or help end the suffering of people. That's the only reason he kept himself alive almost for 40 years after his enlightenment. There is no reason for him to be alive because there's nothing he can do now. It's like you were at the point of the peak of everything you can imagine, or more than you imagine. It's like there's no more for you this world can offer or you can do. It's your complete totality. So, and when that happens, if you don't create a desire, it is hard for your energy to stay in your body. It just your body becomes so. Uh, it's the compatibility or that the holding you just raise your energy so high, it just can't stay in your physical body now. It's like you understood this whole the cycle of birth and death and this whole cycle of universe. You just understood that, and just that's it. It has to go now. So, and they create these desires to live and keep themselves in their bodies. Yeah, I mean, this is just it's in my mind. I'm dreaming about it. I'm like waking up with this. It feels amazing to me. Whenever I think about it, it just puts me this feeling of calmness in my mind, and it just takes me somewhere. It's amazing. It itself is intoxicating when I think about how Buddha died. It is so intoxicating just by thinking about it, because I just had a glimpse of what samadhi is and how pure that space is, and it's undescribable. No one can describe that. That experience cannot be describable. You can probably guide people to go there and know what might happen, but each person's experience would be different. It's like a fingerprint. No one's matches. It's like, but the state of concentration and that part would be same, but your experience is completely different. Every person's experience is different. So this is on my mind for sure. So silence. Wow. So yeah, silence is. It's definitely it became my best friend now. It's kind of like it is me, my being, where I go there and just sit still. There's nothing like it. So once stillness comes into your life, your whole life changes. Out for good or for your awareness grows. It's a process for sure, and we need to be very patient. Patience is absolutely needed in spiritual seeking. It is the foundation almost. Patience, perseverance is very needed, and we will fail thousands of times, thousands and thousands and thousands of times. When we are focusing on something, we will fail for sure. It'll happen. That's how. It's like this. We were never taught something, and you're like, you just born right now. You just came out of the womb, and you want to become a rocket scientist. It's not going to happen. We need to like grow and learn and create interest in that, and like put hours and work and like slowly do that. So this is how meditation is too. We will fail many 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 times. Like damn it, this mind is not like it's. We're trying to focus on something, and it's like it wanders everywhere, and it just takes me to this holiday, and it's like that food and here and there, and it's like parties and whatever, all the things which I said. I like that. I like doing this. I love that. I did whatever, all that good thing. I just labeled all those things. They will come up. If I'm done with the good things, the bad things will come up. The bad things in the sense whatever I labeled as bad. This is not a good feeling. This is not. I don't want to do this. This is not for me. This is. If all the goods I kept in control, then the bad will come up. I'm like, all right, shit. Now I gotta deal with this now. So these things will come up, and every time our mind just wanders away, you pull it back right here in the present and focus again. You pull it back, and these things will happen. So initially we will be grumpy, and I was like, oh shit, man, I couldn't even fucking do this. So Slowly we lose that. Okay, I don't want to judge myself now. It's like I'm the only one here inside my body, and I'm giving shit to myself. What kind of fucking deal is that? Like, I don't want to do that anymore. It's dangerous almost. Because whenever we generate a negative thought inside the body, the hormones changes in the body. The mind sends a signal, and that whole thing changes. Our alkalinity changes to acidity if our bad thoughts are higher in a day. So that consciousness with meditation will arise normally. The more we meditate, slowly, our awareness builds to the point where before we even begin thinking negative, like, I don't want to think about that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to like get into this zone of me torturing myself for no reason. So these things will slowly come up, and like that'll push away, and your focus will get little more deeper, little more deeper day by day, and you'll have a deeper experience. And I wish that you experience that, because there's nothing like it. It's your first time with yourself. It's just mind blowing, with absolute consciousness, not by taking anything. You are so conscious. So wow, silence is just, when I hit my silence, it's, how can we ever explain? It is so hard to explain about silence. But it is so magical. It's like, every opposite thing we have, for everything the opposite thing, like for sound there is silence. Because of silence we hear the sound. If there is no silence, which is, there is no distinction between, like, we can't distinguish between a silence and the sound. It's like, it's so hard. Even for good music and bad music, if you go deeper into music, there will be silence. Those silence things are the ones when we say that I like this sound. The sound is like so wonderful. It feels so good in my body. Is because of the tiny bits of the silence it has in that in that tone of whatever the instrument you're attracted to, or you. For me, almost all natural instruments, all string instruments, they all sound amazing to me. When they just, some of the string instruments, when they play with the flute, I just get these goosebumps for 20-30 minutes. I just lay down and like, oh my, it just feels amazing. The whole body is like in bliss. So, but if I listen to some other music which is just made with computer sounds, and it just, too much into dubstep and all that, I don't feel that at all. With natural instruments has a certain vibrance, and once we are open, uh, once we are very sensitive, we just feel that in our body, right? So, but how we are feeling depends on the silence. That the silence might be so minute in 1 second, our mind cannot pick it. But that's the silence which is affecting the sound, and which is making it sound in a certain way where we feel that sound. It is so deeper. When I had this revelation, or when I had this popped in my mind after meditation, it's like, oh my god, this is how my favorite music, or how all the things I'm saying, okay, this, I like this sound, is because of the silence which is in that gaps in the minutest part of a second. So that was so wonderful when I just understood this. This is the first time I'm articulating this. I never spoke about it before. This is the first time I'm speaking outside verbally, even with myself here right now. So this, it's kind of like, when we don't frame, kind of, it's, we don't decide like what we're gonna talk. That's like wonderful to me. Like whatever we have in the mind just comes out. So, and I just like to do that more, and so that we can just name the title like whatever it comes up. I don't know what to name this this episode, because because there's nothing like explaining about silence. So let stillness come to you. If you're into meditation, let the stillness reach to your heart, to your mind. Once you hit the spot of stillness, if you're alone, your aloneness will become like a huge support for you. You would not even want to leave it. It's that good. it's it's like, I feel this sometimes. Probably I feel that I'm lonely. There will be moments of episodes of this loneliness for like 10 minutes, or it used to be couple of hours, like, few months ago, 3 to 6 months ago, it was like probably hours or half a day. It used to be. Now it's like minutes, and sometimes I don't even feel like it. But there is that loneliness, creepy loneliness sometimes comes up into my mind, like, oh, Moral, you don't have anyone right now with you, and this mind creates that. It's very sneaky. It is so damn sneaky. Then I ask myself, like, did I not have all of that? Did I not had many people in my life before? Like, I'm not alone. I'm not lonely before. In the first half of my life, it's like I'm always with people. When I was young, I meet 20 people per day. As like, our batch of people, a group of people was 20 people. We used to smoke cigarettes, and, like, it's like we were a little rowdy when we were young. So it's like pretty common, like in India, right? So it's like I did all that when we would go to bars and drink a lot, and it's like it happened. And that part was already, it's like, I challenged my mind with this. So if you say that I'm lonely, if you say that I'm lonely now, that doesn't mean that I'm lonely forever, or I'm lonely. This is a choice to be alone. It's a conscious choice to be alone. So this contemplation happens, and the mind tries to, like, give me more logic or give me whatever, but it always fails. It's like, because the experiences I had, when you take a conscious choice out of your own intelligence, and you took it from a firm consciousness, and you know what it is, and then when your mind gives these things, you'll be like, all right, you bring it on. Let's see what you got. This is what happens whenever my mind gives me something negative, or something which uh, doesn't serve my purpose in the present. Then I give a challenge back, and it just settles down. It's like it's just happening so less nowadays, and because I'm so happy with my aloneness, there's nothing like it. It is just the loneliness to aloneness is it itself is a big journey, because does it get scary? Yeah, there will be moments. There will be moments it we might get scary. It might get scary when we give into the thoughts of loneliness, because mind will magnify whatever the thing you're saying. You're saying that, oh my god, my loneliness is so bad. Then it'll magnify it. It'll just magnify it 100 times. It happens so subtly, then all of the sudden in few minutes it's like it's like a blast, and we'll think that, oh my god, I'm so fucking lonely. But the point, or the question I ask myself every time I feel my mind gives me this thought, feeling lonely is feeling of abandonment. And who abandoned me? If it's like, who can abandon me? If I abandon me, that's abandonment. Other than that, no one can abandon me. There's no way anyone can abandon me, because we were born alone and we will die alone. Maybe we have a huge number of people around us, a shit ton of people around us. Some we are connected to, some we are not connected to, some we like, love, some we don't. But still, when you are taking birth, you have the experience, and when you are dying, you will have the experience. And in this thing, in the loneliness, I had to abandon myself to feel lonely. if I don't abandon myself, and who is feeling fucking lonely? So this contemplation happens with my mind, and it's like it's awesome to me. It's like it builds my intelligence, and it gives me the root of how my mind is sneakily giving me these things, that I'm lonely, or the feeling this loneliness. And I kind of like want to know where those sneaky things is beginning. What caused that sneakiness? Is it just came out, or am I doing something which related or connected to something and bring back me to that loneliness again? So from loneliness to aloneness is finding yourself. Once you find yourself, once you've had an experience of who you are, then your loneliness is your biggest blessing. I fucking enjoy my loneliness, or this aloneness I have. Every moment of it. It might not be like that forever. So when I have this time, I want to stay with myself for sure. Because when I go out and talk to people and meet more people, then this aloneness will, like, my attention to myself will be like shared with other people now. So I will have less time, or I might have less time in future to give me more attention to my own self, to see, to be with myself, sit down with myself, and like more meditation or whatever I'm doing. I'm free right now for probably next 2 to 3 months. I will be free. After that, I'll get into, like, work or doing something for, because of I need to pay my bills and all that. So whatever that, whenever I feel that, like, okay, I need to earn some money now, like I'm out of my savings and all that. When that happens, then certainly the time I have right now for myself will not be there. So whatever the time I have right now, I'm just squeezing it, completely being with myself and just having fun. It's like, because we, we we think that we are alone, or when we are there, when we are alone, when we have this time, we think about people are not there with us. When we are in the group of people, and we just went, going on having parties or doing whatever the thing which you think which is fun for you, and which you think giving you happiness, at that time we just crave for this privacy, and just it's like, I learned this thing that, wherever you are, just stay there. Just don't miss something else. I don't miss anyone, because the people I am really connected to, or people I really love, I'm always connected to them. I don't feel that I miss them. There is no way of missing them for me. It's kind of like I'm always there for them, and they're always there for me. It's like plain and simple. So just for saying purpose, they say they miss me, but I wouldn't say that. I just want them to live in a way that they don't even remember me. I like that. Get busy with your life, and we'll connect sometime. Give you a surprise, and just discuss about life and all that, like once or twice a year, or whatever, however, and this long distance friends and all that. So this journey from aloneness, the loneliness to aloneness, was such a just priceless experience for me. It's like, it's amazing, because it just, from everything to nothing, is the journey of that. It's because when you're internal, it's nothing. It's like, I don't feel like I'm special. I do not want to feel like I'm special now. I just want to be normal than normal, like so fucking normal, just down, down, down normal. Because once I just tasted this deeper meditation and all that, it's like, oh, just that's gone. Like this, I'm special, I'm that, and just fucking gone. I'm so normal. I'm normal. I just want to be more normal, actually, because I can't imagine myself that I'm above someone, or just can't do that, because every one of us has the same potential. It's like it's just same energy inside, and same capability, and the source of all of us is fucking same. And how can I be special? If I say I'm special, then everyone is special and everything is special. So that's a good way too, actually. Even I can then we can distinguish good and bad. It's like everyone and everything, because everything whatever I have in me is thriving in everyone and also in myself. So feeling of that special and like this identity of whom I am, it's just melted away right in front of me. Just with this meditation, with this spiritual awakening, and I'm seeing this happening more and more every day. The more I feel that I'm not special, the bliss is going higher and higher. I'm like, okay, it's going good. In the sense, even subconsciously, I need to get to a place where I don't even have to think about it. It'll become so normal that I am so normal. I'm just ego is so sneaky. It mind gives us so many reasons to convince ourselves. Then the stories are so perfect for ourselves. It's like, that's how the delusion happen. That's how we delude ourselves or create an illusion for ourselves, and the clarity will become lower and lower in some phases of our life. So it knows where how to create a story and how we believe in the story. So yeah, this is all in my mind right now. So thanks for listening. Hope this is entertaining or informative.